Hi everyone, it's me again, Rose from the Philippines. So welcome to another WIP Chat. So I would like to share with you guys some stories while I work on this ship diamond painting here. I wasn't able to touch this one for a while, so I decided to just make a WIP Chat. I have listed down some topics on my paper beside me, and it's kind of like my answers for the 10 non-yarny things tag that is going around. And I put my camera on the other side, so I'm hoping that it will be better for me to see all of the parts that I needed to put drills on. So today is May 4, 2021. It's a Tuesday. The kids are still in Antipolo. And the other day, last Sunday, I was able to go to a certain school to have my second dose of Sinovac vaccine. So I'm quite happy that I was able to do that task. And I'm quite relieved that I was able to do that, because before I go, I needed to prepare myself, because usually there are problems that I encounter whenever I go somewhere that I needed to be in for a longer period of time. One of the non-yarny things that I have written here is about after I graduated from high school. So I applied, I had my entrance exam for different schools or university. I passed 3 of them, but the one I chose is the university where my cousin went. But it didn't take long for me to go there, because I am having my mental problems back then after high school. So after a while, after 1.5 months, I dropped out from that school. And then I decided to have some home-based study or a self-study course. There's a certain company or a certain school that has the type of modular learning, so I was able to enroll there. I was able to finish some short courses like accounting and basic programming, just like that. But the problem is, when I applied for a call center job, they don't think that it is equivalent to a 2-year course. So right after the first interview, I was asked to not continue on. I remember my papa having sent me to that place for the interview, but no luck. I really am not confident when applying for a job and there's this interview going on. So I'm not really confident. I have been to different job interviews. I am able to pass the written exam, but during my interview, I wasn't able to pass it. Maybe because I get nervous and I become very talkative, and I think they don't like that during interviews, job interviews. So that is my experience with that. Another topic here that I have put are the 3 former jobs that I had before I went ahead and sell my items at our garage. I'm sorry, my mama is watching in the other room and you may be hearing the TV. So I was talking about the 3 jobs that I had from before. Before I decided to sell downstairs, the first job is a sales lady job that only took 3 days. So the certain company that my neighbor has, they needed some sales lady for the 3-day sale of that certain mall. So I was able to join with them during that job. They were selling comforters and pillowcases on a mall from Bacoor, Cavite. So I was able to do that job for 3 days. The problem that I had during those times is that you needed to wake up early to go there, and it is very late at night that you can go home, and then you needed to go to do that type of thing the next morning for 3 days. I was able to pull that through, but it's a different type of experience and very tiring for me. I don't think I can do that for a longer period of time. So that is one of the jobs. I don't know if this is... Oh, it is recording. I don't know if I will be able to do that certain job for a longer period of time. So the second job that I had is when my former classmate from my beading class, she hired me on her shop. It's just a small shop. She's just having it some type of hobby while she look after her kids. So she has a certain shop wherein she makes beaded items like eyeglass holders, napkin holders. So she hired me to make those with her, but it only lasted me 1 week in working with her because she said that I am very talkative and she couldn't concentrate with her beading. And she also made me choose between crochet or beading, and I told her I'd like crocheting better. So she let me go after a while, and it took me just 1 week with her. So that is the second job. The third job that I had is with my aunt, which has a grocery store near here. I was selling my crochet items back then, one by one. I was having it sold by my cousin who sells some meat from the garage. But then she said that maybe I can work with her as some type of seller from her shop because she also has this other job of I don't know, but it involves the pension of teachers. So I helped her for a week on her shop. It took me just a week again with her, but because I made several mistakes during that time, she let me go. I think she's just trying me out for a week if I can do the job. So after that, she let me go again. And then I decided after that to go on and sell my crochet items at our garage. So those are the 3 jobs that I did right before I sell my items. I may have told you already that there are other times when I go outside or I go to several places and ask people to buy from me my items. One time, we went to the cemetery and I brought with me my items, and my tito who sells sampaguita, in their subdivision helped me to sell the crochet items in that certain cemetery. So those are my experiences in selling crochet items. Whenever I go somewhere like Japan, I can ask my cousins to buy from me, and one time when we visited them again, she is asking if I have any, but I wasn't able to bring with me some items during that time. So now I am in this mission of making small items so that whenever I get to go someplace, I can ask people. Like when one of my mama's friend who works in Canada, she had her vacation here in the Philippines and we were able to visit her. So she also, mama said that I can bring my stuff and ask her to buy from me and also her sister. So I was able to do that. I'm really shy on suggesting people my items. So I am really lucky to have mama for that because she's the one who has the courage to ask people, and also because she has this different type of rapport in her. She also sells in the direct selling type. She direct sells some Avon products, some Natasha and MSE products. So she is a really good seller of things compared to me. I mean, she's better in doing it. So another topic that I have put here is some type also of non-yarn knitting is that I repeat my third year in high school. I had a problem during my third year in this certain school, so my teacher asked me to drop out because I had some type of argument with her. I really not want to argue with my teacher. It's just that there's this certain situation that we have encountered, and she decided that I needed to drop out from school. So I did, and I repeated my third year high school in another school in the next school year. And whenever I have dreams about school, there's always this dream of me not passing high school or not graduating. That certain type of dream I always have them before. But the fact is, in reality, I was able to finish my high school. So that is one of the topics that I have here. Another topic that I have written is that I wanted so bad back then to be a Tagalog romance writer. I have said this before, but back then when I was younger, I really wanted to be a writer of romance novels because I'm very fond of reading them. And I have a collection of them. I have also met a friend during a book signing that share the same passion. And when I was selling downstairs, I also rent the books that I have. Also, she does it during her selling. She also sells by their house, and she also have her pocketbooks rented. So we met during a book signing of different authors. So that is where we met. I was quite surprised because I thought uh, the girl that she has with her, I thought she's her friend, but she's really her daughter. She has several daughters, and I think she only has one son. And she has a pharmacy near here, our house. She used to reside in a further type of place, but now she lives just near here, our place. And during those times, I was able to pass one of my manuscripts, which is a written one, in that publishing company, but I got rejected. I have these notebooks where I put my short stories that I was able to come up from before. Sometimes one of the people who rents from me has read one of the books or one of the several of the stories that I have written. And I think one of my classmates from elementary, she has written a pocketbook or a romance novel that got published on that company. So I'm just moving along and working on this piece here. I hope you're not getting bored with me in my stories. So I have here another story, but before that, I have written here that the pocketbooks that I have collected, I have already given it to my cousins and my friends. And some of them I sold in Recto because that is where you can find used books to sell, and they also buy used books. So one time I decided to collect the pocketbooks that I have and sell it there for a very cheap price. I don't know, I just did it out of a whim. So another topic here that I have put is my racket during my high school days. I have acquired the skill of lettering because I have seen it from my boy classmates. I really wanted to try it out and try my hand in it. They're really good in making it, and me, I just squiggle along some lettering. So whenever we have projects in school, basically or mostly book projects or book reports, some of my classmates, they have me make them the lettering of the title for their projects, and sometimes they pay me. So that is one job that I have back then during high school. And my papa, he has this typewriter bought from his work from, because he used to work in Saudi. He bought this typewriter that we had for a while now. And during book reports, some of my classmates have me typewritten their projects. So that is also one of my gigs, is to typewrite their book reports. Some of my really rich classmates were able to have me do that for them. And I remember there's this one classmate of mine. We needed to illustrate one of the chart from the book that we have. We needed to draw it on in illustration board, or maybe I don't know if that is what it is. It's a parchment type of paper. But she had a trouble with that. She's really late in doing it. So she had me do it for her, and I remember that it was cycle of having a baby, the fetus inside the womb of a woman. So I was able to do that for her, and I think she also paid me for that. So whenever Nicole or my other niece or nephew has a project, they also ask me. And I remember Nicole, when she was younger, she has this project of I remember Nicole, she has this project from elementary that they needed to draw the different region of the Philippines. So she had me draw that for her. And when her classmate knew about that, her classmate also had me do that for that classmate's project. And they have paid me for that. So that's another gig that I have. Drawing is really useful sometimes. I'm quite happy that Marius got to do that on his own, and he's really fond of drawing different countries. I don't know how he has that patience for it. Maybe because he has a very deep passion for it. And he even sings Russian songs while playing Roblox, just so that's kind of unique in a way. So that is Marius. Marius always does his own projects. Although the other time when they have this embroidery project, he was able to start it and make it. But then after a while he had a problem with it. He couldn't go on. So he had me do it for him, which I'm glad that I was able to, so that he can finish that. But his other project involves him using some straw to make a mat. So he was able to do that on his own. Uh, and also Sophie does her own work. Sometimes I was able to help her with stuff, but most times her mama or her mommy is able to help her with that. The only thing that Marius is, I think, not that good at is mathematics. I also am not that good in mathematics, so his daddy is the one to help him with that. My Kuya Reden, he also is very good in math. I just don't have the knack for it. I remember during the entrance examination on that university that I told you about, the subject that I really has a very low score on is mathematics. I think I only have 70% score on mathematics, and the other subjects just pulled me up so that I can pass. But I'm not really good in math. You really needed to do certain math during crocheting, but I think in a way it's just basic. It's not like calculus or the other math, algebra, or other things. So now all of the topics that I have written I have already discussed, and this is becoming very long now. I'm having fun. I'm really having fun sharing stories with you guys. So this has become long right now. My mama, she wanted to go to Novo to buy some stuff. So I'm gonna join with her later to go there because she asked me to come. And since my sister and brother-in-law is at work, we can do that. The kids are still in Antipolo. I don't know when they're going to go home, because my sister's going to have her second dose of AstraZeneca on the 21st. So I guess after that is when the kids will go back home. Mama is scheduled to have her second dose on Thursday, so I'm gonna help her out with that. She also has a vaccination called Sinovac. Recently, here in the Philippines, the Sputnik type of vaccine from Russia came here, and I think they are also needed to have some donations for Moderna and Pfizer. So I have a video of me lining up for the second dose of the vaccine. I don't know if you guys have seen my post recently. I have reached 7,000 subscribers on YouTube. Quite happy about that. I think most of my subscribers are really interested with the beaded tutorials rather than my Gantsilyera podcast. So I think I'm gonna make more tutorials soon. Hopefully. Recently, someone has purchased from me the Poo Inspired tumbler holder. She is from Cebu, so I'm hoping that it will get to her soon. Someone wanted me to reserve the other Poo Inspired tumbler, and she said that maybe I could just deliver it to her here because her sister or her sibling is living near here in Tondo. So I don't know about that yet, but I'm still gonna contact her about that. So there are other things that I've written here. I may have shared with you guys my stories about my cousin. When we were younger, we went to Montalban, where my grandparents have their house. We have a swimming pool there back when we were younger. Although that place is barren right now, there is where most of my cousins and I has learned how to swim. And every summer we look forward to have some swimming trips along with them. And there was this one time that we are all in this one bus and also another type of car, because we are really very many here. We live in a compound, although some of my cousins, they now reside in Dubai. One of my cousins is working there. Some of my other cousins are working and residing in the USA. Some has different other houses. So we became a bit scattered in a way. One of my cousins, the one who always buys from me the amigurumis, she now resides in Quezon. And I really miss her, especially our chats. She is a very outspoken person, so that's what I love about her. I'm really not that type, so I really admire people who can say what's on their mind, just like my other cousin. I think my other cousin, the one who loves diamond painting, also resides just near here. She was asking me if I can visit with her. She's just near here, but I wasn't able to do that yet. Maybe because I was looking after the kids, and I don't know. One of my cousins had already visited her. She really loves diamond painting too. She has a diamond painting of her parents who passed away. Both of them had passed away. She has a custom-made diamond painting. She has worked on it non-stop until it's done. She also am fond of working on painting by numbers. So she has a recent project that I really admire. Nicole also has this painting by numbers project, but she wasn't able to work on it yet or continue working on it. So I guess I'm gonna let you guys go now. This has become very long. I think I'm gonna work on this later. And my task for today is also to put some zippers on the wallets that I have accumulated. I really wanted to make a WIP Chat, so I'm quite happy that I have one right now. I'm gonna upload this later if I can. So I hope you guys have a fine day. It's a little bit cloudy here right now, and I think it rained a while ago. It's really nice to have a sunny day, although you needed to time when you're going out. So we're going out maybe at 1 p.m. or 1:30 p.m. with Mama. I'm gonna let you guys go now. I'm stumbling on my words. I hope you have a fine day crafting and having some family bonding time. That's it for me. Bye for now.